What's up, good people? I am so excited to be joined this week with the STEM queen herself, Dr.
Hi, it's
J'tia
me.
Hart Taylor. She is back. And listen, we got to issue y'all a formal apology because I've been reading the DMs that y'all have been sliding into the Twitter DM, into the YouTube, into my Instagram. Y'all been saying, where is the Potomac recaps? This season is so good.
So good.
Where are the recaps? But listen, I apologize. Blame it all on Dr. Hart. She is
Oh
between she is
no.
between Chicago. She's between
Okay,
this
let's keep it
city.
real, podcast posse. Okay, let's keep the pants purple and tell the truth. It's all Brice's fault. Um,
Lies.
he's so hard to get on the phone.
Lies.
I was like, come on, really? What happened to my brekkies, my breakfast with Brice? None of that. Because your boy has been what were you doing when we were supposed to be taping?
So the only truth to what she is saying is last week we were supposed to tape.
And,
However,
uh-huh.
how could I predict that the Philadelphia Eagles would win, mayhem would ensue in my city, and I was stranded downtown?
Let me interpret for you guys who don't understand what's going on. So here
So
we
my
go. It's
safety
getting
was
hot.
at
It's getting
jeopardy.
heavy. It's getting juicy. Tables are being slammed. It's time to, podcast. And where's your boy Brice? Indiscreet with a K. Indiscreet and unavailable. So I just want to say that. But anyway, we are back and we are so happy to have you here. Purple Pants Posse, I was there for you. And I'm glad you're here for us. So I am ready to get started. And welcome, Brice. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you are listening on the podcast, you can tune in on YouTube at Brice Isaiah. We are giving you video as well. There is so much for us to it's just a lot for us to get into because we haven't talked about a lot. However, I do want to just get your opinion because it is important. The reunion is going to be, I believe, February 17th. They're taking a break for the Super Bowl, then they're coming back the 17th. I believe it's a 3-part reunion, and the reunion looks are in. And so, J'tia is super big on how the ladies look. So I have all of the ladies' looks.
Mm.
And so we're going to keep it short, sweet, and simple. If you like, what you like. If you don't, what you don't. And then that's it. If it gets a STEM queen of approval. The first official look we have is the Grande Dame.
It's a look. You see
Oh,
the hand on the hip.
yeah. Oh, I like what you did there. Let's see. Can we see a thumb? I see a thumb, so I'm not sure. But no, the Grand Dame is giving here. The Grand Dame never really disappoints at a reunion. So for me, the bustier with the blue silk, the one shoulder,
Yes.
for me, it's a look.
Yes. Love it. She gets the thumbs, two
Oh,
thumbs.
no,
Hi.
not
Hello. How are
not
you?
not the baby boy with the Grand Dame. Yes, I know
Oh
everyone is like
my.
dying to hear the story, but yeah, me and the Grand Dame are practically BFFs. Okay, I did get a
Mm-hmm.
chance to meet Karen. I did get a chance to go to a one night only with Karen, and we'll
Oh,
talk
that must
about
have
it.
been fun.
We'll
How
talk.
great for you.
We'll talk about it after we get through these looks. Okay, the next we have Wendy. Also, it's important for us to know that the looks are supposed to be based off of Miami.
It's a medium. It's a medium for me.
Yeah. Wendy has her shoulders out. She's got a little bustier, like a tan
Oh yeah,
bustier.
we
Then
gotta tell the people. So she got like a peacock cock up top,
peacocks
but then
up
it just
top.
like died. It just died on the bottom. So I guess like I would like to see either more skimp or more fullness on the bottom. It's just underwhelming on the bottom.
For
She
me,
looks
it's
amazing. Her body looks
no.
amazing, but she needed something better to put it in.
She looks great. For me, it's like get rid of the peacock and just if she got rid of the peacock and it was just like that silhouette with the dress, I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, the top and the bottom are different dresses.
Yeah, it's the top is a party and the bottom is business casual. Okay, we've got my girl Robyn, Mrs. Dixon.
If you're nasty. And I heard wannets. So
Oh,
I love the color on her. Something about the silhouette is not working for me. It's got like a train, but like, where are we? Are we here or are we here? So like, it's got too many focuses.
I love a Robyn. Robyn normally pulls it together for a reunion. I think her face and hair are popping. I think the dress is beautiful. It's just like, yeah, I would want a little bit more from the Robs.
It's a medium. That's what I'm saying. Like it's trying to focus in too many places, and neither of them are banging.
Right. So it's not, it's a look. It's like, is it a
Is
look?
it a look? Is
Is it a look? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who we got next? Oh, we got Miss Ashley. I guess the themes must have been shoulders out.
It's everything out on this one. So it's very little in on this one. So for you podcast listeners who have not seen this look, this is another medium for me. Again, long flowing train, and then like it's like two different carnival outfits going on. Like she like in one band on top, that's a lot of sequins and cutouts, and then she on the float on the bottom.
It's
And
giving
I
me
mean she looks.
very 2000 era prom. I felt like this is what a lot of the girls look like 2000, 2001, 2002. Like I felt like this a lot of what the girls look like on prom.
I think my neighbor daughter in Miami wore that actually to her 8th grade prom. Now that
So
you
I mean,
mentioned that,
I do like Ashley's look. I will say, like elite, like it does look a little discombobulated, but she's going for it. So
she
I,
looks like she got her boobs redone.
it does look like she is a little heftier up top. We've
Mm.
got Condos. I like Candace's look. I think it's great. It's feathery. It's very Candace.
I'm taking it in, and it's a lot, so that's
It's a
why it took
lot,
me a minute.
but that's
Um,
Candace.
so I gotta see how I move. I gotta see how I move. So I can't talk, but it's a lot. It's a look. I mean,
It's a
you
look.
go up at
Okay,
the
all right.
you
It's a
go up at
look.
the. It's a look. That's what it is. Yeah.
We've got Mia. Mia with a more form-fitting gown, another bustier top. It looks like a velvet with a slit down the middle. I think the dress is great. I just kind of sort of expected a little bit more from Mia.
It's like Lady Marmalade on top, and a velvet. Again, it's a lot of swoopity whoops and a lot of nakedness on top. It's a medium for me. This is
Okay.
another medium. Everybody's hitting mediums.
Right. And everybody got their shoulder out.
Yeah, and the coochie out too.
Okay. Now we've got Giselle. I'm waiting to hear what you have to say. But listen, I'm gonna just start off by saying, first of all, Giselle is all covered up. She's got it's form fitting. She's got shoulder embellishment. She's got diamond studs around her breast, waist, and her arm. Now, mind you, people online have been so critical of this Giselle look. Like, oh my God, she's always a bad shit. Like, first of all, I'm committed. I believe that people just love to hate Giselle. Like, anything she does, they're going to be like, oh, she looks a mess. This is what I would say. And it's the one thing that I appreciate about Giselle. One thing, she's always consistent. Y'all don't like her style? Great. Guess what? She likes it apparently. And here's another thing. Here's food for thought for Giselle's look, right? Giselle is a woman of a certain age, right? She's not trying to look like she's 20. She's trying to look like how she actually looks. Like, and I think that that's what we are missing in the society of like women dressing their age. And also
Okay,
remember,
so clearly, as much as Mr. Isaiah has said, you can tell this look is ugly as fuck.
I'm just saying,
Because
she's a former preacher's wife. Like it, like
she is a beautiful woman, and I think she looks amazing when she hits it out of the park. It looks like, you know what this reminds me? This looks like Gentleman Prefers Blonde, Marilyn Monroe pink dress, but in royal blue. But instead of having it strapless, she then decided to put a linebacker-esque bodysuit under it. So and you laugh because you know it's true. Like actually, if she'd have just cut it off and had her shoulders out, I think it would have been a beautiful. It would have been a beautiful, very simple look had she not had, this part covered up. I think she's a beautiful woman. I mean,
it's a look.
It's a medium, so it's less of a medium. Okay. But hey, that's what I expect from her.
We got Miss Shasha, who might be a friend of the show this season, but definitely has been heating up the end of the season.
I think Shasha, to me, Shasha has looked the best in her, like, it's cohesive. It ain't got too much going on. So what I like about Shasha's dress is she giving the Jolie leg, boom, slits for days. She's like, boom, lean on the leg. And Shasha got her a little cutout. I think she's accentuating her best parts, like she's a little, top heavy too. She could have came with the titage, the, boom, boom, but she's like giving them subtle glamour. I like it.
Okay. You know me, I'm a fan of Shasha. And then we have Mia's best friend. Now, child, I've been saying her name for the last 10 minutes, and now I'm forgetting her name.
Yes, her. So yes, her.
Jacqueline.
I like this. I like it. Somebody got to teach her how to pose because you can't even see the dress. This is not a look. Because I don't know what she knew. She a friend because I can't see the dress, but I actually like the dress. It's not too much like pulling on the floor. She has a little cutout. It's a one shoulder. She's boom, hitting with the shoulder. The shoulder is well oiled. She has a little drop earring. It's not doing too much. It's nice. It's working with her body. She gets she did well.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Those are
what about your dress? No, that's next season.
That's in your phone.
It
is. So listen, we got a lot to talk about. So let's try to like take it back. Literally, we can't go through it all, but let's just start Miami. The fight with Wendy over Peter, and a lot of my commentary more has to do with a lot of the things outside of the show. So we all seen the episode of Miami where Mia threw a drink on Wendy. Wendy was popping off. Then she kicked her out. And then they felt like Giselle and Robyn were backing her up. Then it was Robyn TMZ. And then all of a sudden, like online, they come out with this stuff that Robyn, Giselle, and Mia are colorists because they don't like Wendy.
Now, I think you touched on this a little bit. I don't think this is. I think they don't like Wendy because she a bitch. I mean, like, can we not just like not like people because they bitchy? And I just thought it was a lot of back and forth, and then like people trying to lobby to get her back in the group. But it's like, okay, if you are genuinely not a nice person to the other people who are in your friend group, then that's what you get. So I don't feel bad for her, and I think they were really trying to bring her back in because on these shows, if nobody want to take with you, your ass is out. So
well, right. And that's why, and again, now we kind of sort of fast forward because now I want to get to Shasha. I really feel like Karen, her not liking Charisse and her giving her nothing is really Karen, like, I don't want to film with her. I want to let it be known that, like, and I feel like the other girls are like, well, girl, what honestly has Charisse done to you? Because
and we find out.
Because now we could just fast forward to Mexico.
Yes.
Okay. So, because a lot happened in Mexico.
A lot. It went down in Mexico. And people just got really messy and decided to spill the beans. And basically it was Shasha versus the Dom. And Shasha was like, look, we ain't pulling no punches. The Dom tried to legitimately go off. That's how you knew it was getting good. Because like the Dom does not go off at all. So I was happy I wasn't happy to see it, but it was heating up. These last just like few episodes have been the whole season's worth.
Yeah, they've been really good. I feel like at the table, Charisse was saying, like, you haven't been a good friend to me. I've lost my father. You sent me a text. When you lost your mother, I drove 4 hours to attend the funeral for you to just let you know that I was there. And then Karen in her confessionals was basically saying, I knew she only did it so that she could say that she did it. Like, and everyone was just like, we weren't filming that day. Like, that really was a friendly gesture. And then, when Charisse brought up blue eyes and all that other stuff, that's when Karen was like, yo, you will not talk about my mother and disrespect and I was like, oh, this is deflection 101.
Yes. And so that's when the cookie started crumbling for the Dom. That is to me when the cookie, because I'm like, this is not proportional. That's not what you guys are talking about. Blue killed it or whatever. And now here it comes, it's back. And Shasha, I felt like Shasha was like, look, I ain't trying to be a friend no more.
Yeah, Shasha was like, listen, now you want to play? I could play because I really felt as though Sharice was keeping it cute all season with Karen. Like, hey, like, let's get lunch. Let's work things out so it don't have to get to this point. And Karen has been giving her the cold shoulder. And I really feel like in Mexico, Shasha proved why she needs her peach back.
Peach.
I
Okay.
mean, cherry,
That's
apple.
cherry blossom? I don't know. They don't. I think they just hold glasses of champagne. That they've taken away with the pretense. Everybody's drinking liquor. It's like they just hold up cups of Cavassier or whatever cognac. So, ooh, that just sounds good. Maybe I'll get one of those later in the podcast. Anyway, yes. So I think basically Shasha was trying to be nice and like engage with her to get her glass of cognac or whatever they drinking or champagne in the beginning. And she wouldn't engage. So then Shasha was like, I'm going to get my way back on the show one way or the other. So she was like, well, I tried to go high. You ain't want to go high with me. So I'm going low. Here come Blue Eyes. And I'm here for it. Yes, yes, Shasha, welcome back.
And I mean, rightfully so. I do like the fact that, first of all, we know Robyn and Karen don't like each other. And so it is very convenient that Robyn always like kind of sort of backs up Sharice. But they've always had a very close relationship. And I feel like in the last episode, although we love the Grand Dame, don't get me wrong, they state the facts of the facts is that Sharice got this group together.
She did. So I think, like I said before, Shasha is probably very fun, not on camera, but she could not, because of the situation in her life at that time, she was getting a divorce. She couldn't let it all hang out like she does. And so like now she's back, she's divorced, and I think she's trying to get back. And the Grand Dame got her space. She don't want to share. She is the only, senior woman or whatever on the show, and she doesn't want to be challenged. And like really,
but what does that say though?
Huh?
What does that say?
That she like where she at in her 3 weeks, and she ain't trying to share no wicks up in this thing. And if Shasha come on in, the focus is going to move away from her because she is like the uniter. She's never the one.
But if you're the secure Grand Dame that supports women and supports everyone, you would assume that like you will welcome in someone new, or you will welcome in someone that you used to be cool with. It's just like, and don't get me wrong, I love the Grand Dame. But
she doesn't want to have to share. That's it.
Doesn't want to have to share, and it just seems like she doesn't want to have to fight with Sharice because she knows what, she knows what the tea that Sharice could give. Now, also this Mia and Jacqueline thing is just like
it makes me sick, like because it seems like Mia just trying, like it's like she kicking a baby, like she just going for the girl, and Jacqueline and it seems like the dynamics of their friendship has changed, and Mia is really enjoying being the big dog. It used to be Jacqueline who, was helping Mia out, and Mia got taken in by her family, and now the dynamics have changed, and she a rich bitch, and now it's her helping out Jacqueline, and she's not being gracious or a good friend.
I mean, I don't know. The way I listened to the situation, it seems like, yes, your mom took Jacqueline in. Or your mom took Mia in, but it seemed like in your adult life, when Mia got with, Gordon, it seemed like they've been taking care of her. And so, like, I definitely did not like the way that Mia was kind of sort of dismissing Jacqueline, like, girl, like, and I think even Wendy said it, like, girl, that's your friend of 20 years, and that's how you treat her. Like, no surprising. But here's my thing, though, that like got under my skin with Jacqueline. Was that like you're doing all of this? Oh, why was she? And confiding in all the women. If that's me, baby, I'm packing my SHIT and I'm headed to the airport. Why
do you keep going back to that table day after day? Like, if your friendship is that important, then damn this show. On the Jacqueline side, and plus you ain't gonna keep smacking me in my face in front of this whole group of women, and I'm gonna keep showing up. Like, get out of here. And really just punch the heifer in her face. Like, if that's the other thing. I don't condone violence. Metaphorically, punch her in her face by, just cutting ties with her altogether, because I feel like Jacqueline is saying that Mia's doing some things that friends don't do that you can't come back from. So why do you keep coming back?
is she real? Is Gordon really financially supporting you? Like, you know, that it just for me, it just is giving like maybe not
Well,
condone.
maybe she need to be friends with Jordan and not Mia.
Mm, I mean, I think she is friends
Gordon,
with
Jordan,
Gordon.
whatever his name is.
Uh, so I mean, I think she is friends with Gordon. All right.
Right. So damn with Mia, like, but why are you on this trip? I don't know. She just need to not be together.
So then we get to the Grand Dame asking Robyn about the
About the
wedding.
wedding.
And here's the thing though, like y'all know I'm green eye banded down. You know I'm Karen down. You know I be rocking with Candy. Like, you know, I like all of the girls. Like, however, I really was feeling what Robyn had to say. Like, girl, I'm not telling you nothing about my wedding. Like, you're the biggest hater that I had. Like you again, and people keep saying this and that and this and that, but it's like, Karen, you making this wedding a part of your storyline this season, girl. Like,
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
like, I don't know. I was feeling Robyn with that ish. And then it was like, first of all, I just be loving, like, what I love so much about this show is that, like, it's sometimes believable and sometimes not believable. Like, the
Mm,
Grand Dame sitting down with Ashley
get out of here.
to tell Ashley about the girl in Georgetown
Who
that
looked
looks
just
just
like her,
like
because
her.
I thought, yes, I agree with everybody who was saying that was delusional. I was like, girl, back it up.
So,
I did love their little courtroom sketch of Juan's lady, that Georgetown lady, which was hilarious. Also, what I loved is her calling Juan and him being on the phone, being like, don't let me cuss these old ladies out, which
so
I love that reaction.
yeah, it was a little cringeworthy for me though, because I felt like, why are you getting that heated, Juan Dixon? Little cringeworthy. But again, I just want to get back to the point of, like, Karen sitting down with Ashley, but like telling her about this woman that allegedly looks like Karen in Georgetown, like, and saying, don't say anything to anybody. Like, you're telling Ashley, like, you want it to get back. And so it
Correct.
gets back. And gets back to Robyn. Robyn calls Juan. Robyn's like, Robyn, I won't cuss one of these old ladies out. Like, we've never seen a Juan like this before. And for me, I'm like, at this
That's
point in
probably how
time,
he act when they be talking about his boo too.
I just I felt like we've
Michael.
never seen a Juan Dixon this angry before. So then we
Well,
go,
I think, like, if somebody start talking about Michael, he like, y'all gonna get up off my boy before I have to beat one of y'all old ladies up. And that's what I imagine in my mind, because that would be hilarious. But yes, it was. I don't think the Georgetown lady was that looks like Karen was the right thing, but it would not surprise
oh
me
well,
if.
baby, you must be out of the loop. So let me fill you in. So
Oh, please,
after,
yeah.
so this episode ends. Robyn shows a photo of Blue Eyes to the lady, to
Oh
everyone,
yes, I
but
know. Yeah.
yes. So
To
baby,
everybody
but
the ground up.
Karen and
Yeah.
Wendy. The episode ends, baby. A TikTok blogger comes with the receipts of a lady who has been reaching out to all of the women and
Mm.
is Juan's alleged girlfriend. And we've got text messages, we've got DMs, we've got hotel receipts. Okay. Then the bomb hit the
Is the
shell.
girlfriend named Michael?
So the girlfriend is not named Michael.
Okay.
They
Michael in the
allegedly
blonde
met
wig?
during 2022 during the pandemic. Then Bebe, this is when the earth shattered. Robyn goes on Reasonably Shady last week and admits that she knew about this lady and that, like, she didn't
Mm.
really want it to be a part of her storyline. However, if it were to come up, she would address it, but did not want to really talk about it. And then they were like, and we can talk about the receipts, the hotel receipts, but you gotta pay $5 on my Patreon to hear it. Okay, so I paid the $5 and I listened.
I'm
And
so glad you did. Thank you for all of
this
us.
is the thing that kind of, like, mind you, I'm always support Robyn. I'm always support yourself. This is the thing that took me out about this, right? So Robyn is sticking to the story that he had an inappropriate online relationship with this woman and that they have worked through it.
Was it in
However,
Georgetown?
so it wasn't, because she's not from she from somewhere else. She's not from the DC area. However, she did come into the DC area and we have, the exhibit of the hotel stay with Juan Dixon's name on it. Now, this is where Robyn, you lost me, and you my girl,
Because
is that on the Patreon that I paid $5 for,
thank you very
she
much.
states that they were talking. She came into town for work and was having credit card issues.
Goodbye.
So Juan be
I'm leaving.
Juan,
I'm leaving.
Juan being the upstanding man that he is, went over to the hotel and paid for the room and left.
Good night.
So listen, now, do you know who Carlos King is?
Yes, of course.
He's a producer. He used to produce Real Housewives of Atlanta. He went on his YouTube page. Now, I follow Carlos. I have a lot of respect for him, but I just so disagree with him. Like, he is like, we feel lied to. The fact that Robyn tried to hide this from us when you're on a reality show based upon your life is deceiving. And when all of this came out, Candace, which is supposed to be Robyn's good girlfriend, wrote this real long message about like how it's unfair that people of course, Karen's on the Twitter, of course, Wendy's on the Twitter. All these people are going off on Robyn. And like, here's my thing. Like, yes, she's on a reality TV show. But I'm sorry if I have knowledge of my man being unfaithful to me and we handled it.
I'm not about to throw him to the
I'm not about to like what?
If I'm staying with him, do you hear Ashley Darby around there being like, yes, all this and blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, they are all hiding things and they all don't want things to come out and whatever. I mean, I feel bad for her. That's kind of effed up. I don't believe this. I was just helping a friend out. Like, and it's also just messy. Like, that, the credit card statement ain't gonna stay, hidden or whatever. I feel bad for her. And I hope she ain't getting back into the same situation. But
then, child, the internet and TikTok, they had played a clip from season 2 of Juan and Robyn, and they was like, boy, did this not age well. And it was like Robyn downstairs and Juan came downstairs and she was like, well, what you about to do? He's about to go here. And they kind of got into like a little disagreement, but it was kind of like Robyn didn't do anything. And then Juan went upstairs and his mic was still hot. And he was like, if it wasn't for Corey and whatever, I wouldn't be here. I want to be in a relationship that I feel loved. I want more than this. And it's just like, ooh, Juan.
I also don't know what he expects her to do and what she's not doing. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're not in a relationship, but here's the thing. Clearly, and obviously they're going to address it on the reunion, so I can't wait to hear it. And like, clearly the thing is, and I know that from, my little internet sites that I be reading, I know that the woman has hit up a lot of the other women, right? And and I'm sure that's how Karen got wind of it. And I'm sure when Karen was telling the story, she just added in the fact that she looked like Karen to just kind of sort of spice it up. However, I was telling my friend, then I went to Karen's live show, right? And so,
which you told me was just as bad as it seemed on TV. Right?
Here's what I would say. From an operational standpoint, there were some things that could be
so from what I heard, because on the interwebs, is I heard like she's not even on the stage.
So she is. It's more like she's hosting a variety show. So her assistant Matthew, who
white Matt,
yes, he probably should not be on the microphone, but he announces the Grand Dame. He loves to say the Grand Dame, the Grand Dame, the Grand Dame, the Grand Dame, the Grand Dame. So she comes out and listen. This is what I will say: Karen Huger is beautiful. Like what you see on TV is what you get in person. Like she was delivering. She came out. And she did the Grand Dame speech, and then we had a drag.
Wait, what is the Grand Dame speech? That she the best? Is it like referencing?
I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about the Grand Dame because I feel like I met her and I feel like I know her.
I like her. She's like one of my faves. So
she's amazing for TV. This is what I will say. Like, so there's a J'tia Hart Taylor. There's a Brice Isaiah, but then there's a Brice and there's a J'tia. And I just felt like during the show, we only got the Grand Dame. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I just wish that it was a little less I just wish that I
You didn't
felt
think she was real.
I but like I understand, like I definitely felt like we got the grand dame. Oh, for sure. Like,
But what
yes.
is getting the grand dame? Like, because I
Like
want to see her shift the wig and get
like
drunk. I mean, is she doing that? She's not. So
so, she then she had some performers come out from RuPaul's Drag Race. And she had a local Philly artist. Then Carson
Presley.
Cressley came out. So, child, I was sitting next to somebody, and at the end of it, somebody was like, 40 minutes. I said, "Oh, y'all better stop." But
It was only 40 minutes.
it was a little bit longer than that. So, like, again, it's a variety show. I'm not mad at her, but I just felt like for a lot of the critiques that she had of Giselle and Robyn, I
Still
just was
saying.
like,
Still
but
saying.
again, she's like, just getting started. So, it will work a lot of his stuff out. But Ray was in the crowd. Um, she did do like 5 minutes where she asked
Oh,
the
okay.
fans stuff, and a lot of the fans asked about Charisse, and like, of course, she was throwing shade to Charisse, and then she said that season 8, uh, Robyn is accountable, like that she's going to hold Robyn accountable to all of this stuff that's going on, and she's like, she doesn't. She feels bad for her, but like, I don't know. So she just did this little, I don't know. But so the show was interesting, and then
Okay, so it sounds like I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like from my assessment. It sounds like the show wasn't a show; it was a show. And the O we still waiting on the O and the W because it was really short, and that like maybe she needs to fix her like storyline of her variety show, and so she can plug and play because
I
it
mean,
seems
but
like it's a little thin.
it I
It's
feel
a
like
show.
the content was there. I've just felt like but again, I don't want to like, because again, like I said, I met the grand dame. I got to go backstage. I got to meet Ray. Got to meet her. She was very nice. Like, I'm just, telling my posse, like, I just felt as though, again, what we saw with Robyn and Giselle, that was their first show. Like, you got to get the kinks out. And I feel like this was her second show, and there were still some kinks. But what I will say is that the people that came out really looked like they enjoyed their time with her. So it was a special night.
Okay. Well, thank you for that tea. Maybe they can work on it. It's hope, but really, yeah, it needs to be at least an hour if you're gonna like, I mean, hell, lunch take an hour. So she need to just and
She
figure out
then
her
she
content. But
then
you know
came
what?
back.
I would be excited just to see her and to see the people. I'm sure the people from
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race were amazing. She just need to get what her show is about together.
Yeah, it just would have been like, here's my couple of suggestions that I would have for Karen if she were ever to listen. Um, is because the one thing that I say that she probably did give the fans, right, was she allowed the fans to ask questions. So what I would say is extend the questions out a little bit
Hmm.
longer. And then
Hmm.
even with Carson, right? Like, she asked him 4 questions. I would have loved it if Carson would have been able to like ask the grand dame questions, kind of like gelled it a little bit more. Maybe even her talk about some current events, like, and then for me, it's more the transition times. Like, I don't really want to
She
be
needs
waiting.
segments. She needs
Yeah.
segments, and she need to figure them out. She needs like segments.
Yeah, and she needs to incorporate a little bit more of them, like 4 of them. And like, you like to get a wardrobe change, but like, I just but it was great. The grand dame was nice, beautiful, and yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, mind you, I just said all that to say because she just made it very much of a point to say that, like, to the audience, that like Robyn is going to be accountable. No, here's another thing that I will respect about the grand dame.
Okay.
Somebody asked if she could demote or remove anyone from the current cast, who would it be? And I definitely have to respect her on this one. She said that although she might not like a lot of the women, she does feel like they are a dynamic cast together, and she wouldn't replace anyone. And I have to say, this cast has definitely grown on me.
I don't know. Mia is
I
meh.
feel like no, I feel like Mia, if first of all, if anybody needs to be replaced, last season it definitely would have been Mia for me. This season is definitely Wendy.
Oh, it was Wendy for me last season too. I don't know. Like I so Wendy, I think is struggling with what she is on the show.
Right.
So and she's annoying. So and she's not, I mean, like, are you fun? Are you serious? But we already knew this. This was the whole thing about her trying to sell candles and do this and be a law professor and stuff like that. Like, you got to have your lane. And she still has not figured out her lane except being a fucking annoying and arguing with everybody and not really having like, she don't carry the tea like Ashley do. She don't have her own juicy plot line like Giselle, like Giselle, is bringing the glitz and the glamour. She's in with everybody. She has, her quirks and stuff like that. I don't know. So I would say, yeah, I would lose Wendy and Mia.
I feel like there is something about Mia's openness with her sexuality. It's something about Mia.
You do get the people talking about and I mean, wasn't, it's funny to me because the whole, we didn't even get to the kissing situation. Are we going to talk about that? Or are we not?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. Like, she keeps it, and the way that she recalls a story and tells that back to other people,
which be totally off. But it was just very interesting to me that it was Wendy, Mia, Robyn, and Ashley went out and kicked it and got drunk and was all kissing and making out.
And Charisse.
Oh, geez, wow.
But Charisse wasn't in the photo that they had took. But yeah.
Okay. And
Wendy and Mia made up. They made up and
made out, right? Yeah. Is that what I heard? Both?
They made up and they were somebody was touching. Somebody said, "Peekaboo, can I see?" But also, as quiet as it's kept, I feel like on trips that I go on with you, you become a Mia and I become a Wendy. I always feel like you are trying to give show and tell when we are getting ready. I always feel like you are I'll be like, J'tia. You be like, what?
Well, first of all, I feel like my body parts need to breathe. I mean, it's not like trying to show you. It's like, we're friends and this is what we do. It's like, it's more like a Giselle and Robyn sitch than a Mia and Wendy sitch. I just want to say that. But yeah, I do, bodies are beautiful. And if you would like to show me yours, Brice, I'll look.
Girl, I run. Girl, I be in first of all, I don't even be knowing why J'tia and I are in the same room, okay?
What do you mean? Because we have to snuggle.
I be in the shower, taking a shower. J'tia will come in the shower. Do you like this shirt? You think I can wear this shirt today? I'm like, J'tia!
But how will I know if you like the shirt if I don't show it to you?
J'tia, you
before I put it on.
Anyway, but
I see no problem with this. I think you're the weird one.
What I loved is that Mia and Wendy made up.
Wait, no. Before we go on, I would just like to hear from the podcast posse. That is not weird because you trying to put me out there like it's weird. That's not weird.
I'm not saying that it is weird. I just it always.
And also, I just want to put out my support that I should always be the big spoon in our snuggle sessions. And I want you guys to also tell Mr. Purple Pants that don't be trying to run away from this big spoon. Okay,
well, here's the thing. You're always going to be the big spoon when we start off in separate beds and I'm asleep and then I wake up to you in the bed. So let's just kind of sort of figure it out.
I don't think I've ever started off in a different bed, but okay.
After we order our Bojangles.
Oh, it was so good.
Okay. So anyway, Mia and Wendy made up. And again, I really think that Wendy understands that you need more friends than so I really feel like she's trying to make an olive branch. But I do have to say
friends?
So they were Mia threw a drink in her face and they've been going back and forth. And so it was a little bit awkward, but Mia did make up. And then we had this little, I don't know what happens. And I loved on the last episode how it was kind of sort of whispered down the lane as we were getting ready for Robyn with this wedding dress on. And I really did like the first number that Robyn wore. That first dress that she came out was amazing. But anyway, as she was telling Giselle, we all know what that's about to happen. And
can we fast forward to the bachelorette party?
Okay, fast forward to the bachelorette party.
Thank you. So yes, so now we're going to strippers and steak. Okay, so fast forward.
Strippers, lobsters, adults, entertainment, and steak.
It's an upscale steakhouse that serves lobster where they also serve titties. So I mean, it's why not? So they are at the strip club and they look like they are having a fantastic time. I love to see them hanging out. I feel like that's when they do best, when they're not talking and they're like, passing the coronas with the limes in the neck and stuff like that. So I love that was like out of the past few episodes, that was my favorite scene for them just to be getting together and celebrating and kind of like letting everybody do what they do, making it rain on the ladies, sharing the wealth of the economic in these uncertain economic times. They were sharing the wealth. Everybody agreed. Nobody was jumping on Mia. Everybody agreed that the lobster was good. The lobster tail was fresh, and
Sharice was tearing that lobster tail up. Okay.
look, everybody was hating on the lobster tail until it showed up at the table, and then everybody was actually eating the lobster tail. But
Yes,
I loved it. I love to see them hanging out. I love to see the acrobatics. Those women look very fit. So, I mean, for me, that was the best scene of the last 4 or 5 episodes.
Well, and Sharice also dropped a dime that, last time she was at a club with Karen, Karen went MIA and was potentially hooking up with a bartender. And Karen is known to, she
I thought we
likes
were going to skip this part, but I guess we're here and we're going to have to address it.
No, we're gonna have to address it. And also, I think that Giselle alludes to another thing is that like Giselle alludes in this conversation that like Karen doesn't have her license. And they also alluded in
that's why she
previous
has a
episodes.
driver.
Well, and they also alluded in previous episodes that like she was in rehab and like,
Yeah.
so they've been alluding to this like potential alcoholism about Karen that she doesn't talk about. We've seen Karen get a little loose, and everyone always
Yeah,
says they
they've always talked about, when Karen gets some drinks into her, she get went to that house and they all went
and it was
down
in the
to the
basement.
bar. Yeah. And you thought it was just like, oh, cool, she likes to get loose. But then they were talking about how she was in rehab and then her friends who like to drink came and got her out of rehab and it failed. That was really disheartening to me. I didn't like to hear about that. I like to think of her in a better light.
Well, right.
Um,
But she hasn't confirmed or denied it. She just let it be. But again, my thing is for the Grand Dame, if you are wanting to hold Robyn to the stake for her truths about what's going on with Juan, then it's like, do we not as viewers have the right to know about that in your past? I don't
because you know what, to me, like, I don't want to know about it. Like, because I feel like that's an illness, alcoholism, and it's not something to be made light of. Like if you got an alcohol problem, hell, I mean, like I'm black. It's a whole, but it's quite a
No,
few people in my
I
family.
1,000% agree with that. But I also agree with if your husband has an infidelity, like I don't know, I just feel like
You think
it's
both of them are things that maybe you should? I think both of them should be able to shy away from them if they want to.
right, and talk about them if they want to as well. So I
Yeah.
just feel like,
Don't be
yeah.
trying to hold her accountable for something she don't want to talk about. That's personal. If you have something that you don't want to talk about, I agree.
And here's another thing that I just have to say because I had to like rewatch a couple episodes back. Like Karen should teach a class in like deflection because a lot of the accusations that they hurl at her, she doesn't like deny. She doesn't like say it's true. She just be like, I've received what you said and I'm just not listening to it. Consider the source. Like,
So
I just be
I
like,
think that her and Ashley are the best at deflection. Both of them are really good at just not answering your damn question and moving on.
and again, not really lying, not lying. Like, I don't know. It's
Neither
just so
confirming nor denying is, I think, is the term that you're looking for. So,
and then it's Deep Space, the re-release, Insecure,
goodbye.
video premiere.
Goodbye.
And mind you, I felt like they were trying to play Candace. Like they was like she went on a 3-city, was it a they said was it 3? It might have been 3 or 5 city tour for Deep Space.
Basically, they were saying you ain't shit. So I mean, I'll just paraphrase for Bravo. Good luck to you, Candace.
Listen, I like Candace. I have not heard the the deluxe edition of Deep Space.
Well,
But
she'll probably re-release it, in a little while.
listen, I'm sure next season she'll be working on a new album. Then the last thing that I really wanted to talk about was Chris Bassett. I felt like that interaction with Ashley.
Okay.
First of all, I felt like I felt like so. As much as I love Giselle, and mind you, this is why she's great for the show. I really feel like she has gotten into this lane of like where I feel like she is kind of getting on a level of like a Kenya Moore, where she understands the TV show aspect of it. Because like when Giselle was like, I'm waiting for Chris to say something to me, I was just like, girl, like she almost lives for those awkward moments because it makes great TV. But again, I like how Giselle came in. She said, hi, how you doing, sir? And then left it. Now, Ashley. Now, and I'm not even mad at Chris for this because I feel like Ashley, you was poking the bear, and and Ashley is great at this as well. She loves to bring something up or like so. Again, it makes for riveting TV, but it's like, girl,
She know what she came to do. Like she know that if she causes drama with him, then that's less that they have to focus on her drama to pull out. So she's trying to guide her storyline. That's what I think. Because they don't, I mean, if her storyline is you're fighting with Chris, then the storyline ain't who you dating or what's the status of your relationship with Michael.
So I just felt like, what did you want out of that conversation, girl? And it was like, you clearly know his position. And if, girl, you are talking about a tweet that you felt threatened, girl, did he delete it? Like, what did you think he was going to apologize? So I felt like Chris's blowing up kind of sort of respectfully, but also like I've had enough. Like the fact that he's even in this room with these women that are making these accusations about him that he is denying completely. Like I don't know. I just felt like, and then Candace was like, we'll never have a friendship. And then Robyn gets married, child, not in Jamaica, but then in Maryland in August. And it looks like she didn't do the prenup, which disheartens me a little bit.
That's the most disheartening part. Because clearly, look, y'all still got issues, and baby, you got to protect your pocket. I mean, I don't know.
Right. And I mean, I don't know what's going on with Juan and Compton State, but I looked more into that story. We talked about last time about one of the assistant coaches that was like catfishing a player with photos, but then was like having him do other things with other players, and it was brought to Juan's attention, and they said that Juan ignored it. And so like
I don't know. I wish them all the best. But I just think she needs to protect her peace and protect her pockets. And she didn't do that. I don't know their situation. Maybe they're gonna have a post nup. That you can have a post nup, so it's not unheard of. And I think it's not going to be long before, or if not, I think isn't her income exceeding his?
Well, that was.
I think so. So I think I don't know. It's disheartening, but I also have the same kind of issues with Ashley and not protecting her pocket. So whatever, because I was reading on the blogs and stuff talking about how she ain't gonna get alimony.
Well, we seen a clip where she says the prenup did not work out in her favor, and we know that she bought this home with Michael and their joint LLC and the mortgage on. Now, mind you, now I want to be in your pocket, sister girl. But because she did move to Arlington, VA, her mortgage, she said, was $13,000 a month. Does that sound like on par? Because and mind you, her house didn't even look like her house was big, but it wasn't as big as like your Arlington home.
Yeah, no. I mean, she could have it in a luxury $13,000. Damn, did you put down 2.5% on like a $2 million house or something? Like, I don't know. That sounds real fishy. To have a $13,000 mortgage, that sounds very fishy.
That's what because I was like 13,000. Because first of all, 1,300 would be great. Like that's like.
But I mean, and also just thinking about the interest rates were low around that time too. So yeah, that is a lot. So that's got to be like what about 1.75 or something like that $1 million. Look at me calculating. Look at that engineering. Calculated. That's a lot. I don't know, and I don't know who got the 13,000, who paying it, but I don't know. That's a little bit crazy. But I ain't gonna be in her pockets. But that sounds silly, especially with 2 kids, and you said it ain't even that big.
I mean, it's nice size. It's probably around the size of like what your Arlington home was. I didn't see all of it, but I just know how big your
Well,
Arlington
I
home
damn
was.
sure ain't had no $13,000 mortgage.
So that's what I was just like. Well, let me go straight to who could have been a housewife of Potomac. But listen, the reunions look great. We
Can't wait.
apologize.
Cannot
Yes, I
wait.
cannot wait. Hopefully, if J'tia is around, I would love to break
Well,
down.
it's after the Super Bowl, sir. So, maybe, hopefully, you're not either hungover because the Eagles won or hungover because they did not win. But I hope that you are available because I would love to continue this chat. I love to hear all the comments that the posse has about, of course, Potomac and other things that are going on. So I have been enjoying the comments. I know you sent me a few of them. About how they wanted to have us back talking about this. So I'm glad you can make the time in your schedule.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, anything for you. 1244 is coming up, but we will do what we can do to ensure that we have these topics. But again, I'm always so grateful to have you. If y'all could only see the behind the scenes of what it took for us to get this production, whoo,
It was
whoo,
a lot. It was a lot.
okay, it was
It was a lot.
given Karen with the tables. But what do you have going
Indeed.
on, J'tia, over there? It's like, Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, Queen.
Yes, thank you. Happy Black History Month to you, sir.
Thank you. What do you have going on? Let the people know.
Well, I am working hard because my podcast is coming out at the end of this month. My sweet spot is Black History / Women's History Month, and I love to come out with new content then. So you can follow me, YouTube. It's youtube.com/J'tia PhD down here, and also Twitter and Instagram. And today I am sporting, because I am a scientist, I have my infrared to ultraviolet nails going on. I'm always trying to give the people some science. And so it's science in my nails, doing that, rocking my black Barbie shirt from a bald head to a full afro, all the way across the spectrum. So loving that, just loving being here. So thank you for having me, and thank you, Posse. Let me know what you think about me being the big spoon, like really all of that.
All right. I'm going to run and hide. It's like, no, thank you, J'tia. We appreciate you. And this has been your Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 Rekiss.
You guys.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind. You better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack. You better hurry right back, though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.